baby Neve has had her first visit to the UN General Assembly Hall, watching on while her mother, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, spoke there for the first time to pay tribute to Nelson Mandela. Ardern was speaking at the United Nations General Assembly Hall for the first time for the Nelson Mandela Peace Summit. She spoke of what Mandela meant to New Zealand, and her father missing Ardern's first birthday because he was a policeman on duty for the 1981 Springbok protests. As she spoke, Neve watched on, held by her father Clark Gayford. After speaking, Ardern herself took over, holding Neve as other leaders spoke. Gayford also tweeted about Neve's time at the UN, saying staff had even whipped up an ID card for her. I wish I could have captured the startled look on a Japanese delegation inside UN yesterday who walked into a meeting room in the middle of a nappy change. He suggested it was a good story for her 21st. The photos quickly spread in the media and on social media. Samantha Power, a former U.S. ambassador to the UN under former President Barack Obama, tweeted them, saying, "I cannot stress how much the UN, and the governments that comprise it, need this." Even the spokesman for the UN, Stefan Dujarric, issued a comment on Neve's presence, telling Reuters the UN was delighted to see her. Prime Minister Ardern is showing that no one is better qualified to represent her country than a working mother. Just 5% of the world's leaders are women, so we need to make them as welcome here as possible, he said. Afterward, Ardern said it was a practical decision to take Neve into the General Assembly. Neve is actually nearby me most of the time in New Zealand, she's just not always caught. But here, when she's awake, we try and keep her with me. So that was the occasion. Neve had better luck at watching Ardern than the New Zealand media, who missed most of her speech while trying to argue for access to the almost empty median area with the bureaucrats at the door.